What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Chance Bishop Show for episode 101 of our Philadelphia Eagles franchise mode here on the channel. Last episode, Philadelphia, they lost in the NFC Championship game to the New Orleans Saints. If you haven't watched that episode, stop this one, watch that one, because we had a lot of key players retire. Which, honestly, that's the most upsetting part right there. You know, Trayvon Diggs, Devontae Smith, a lot of these core players that we built this team around, they decided to hang up the spikes, which, at the end of the day, was very upsetting to kind of see. But beat the Giants here on opening day. That's something Philadelphia hopes they can do. Hopefully we're going to decide an offensive coordinator, because remember last episode we didn't have one, so we actually couldn't simulate the first game. Yeah, hopefully we have one. Micah Parsons, though, since we no longer have a player number 11, Micah Parsons is going to be re-given the 11 jersey right there. You know, something he's kind of begged for these last couple of seasons. He had to buy out all of his 42 jersey number merchandise. But Micah Parsons back rocking the 11. You like to see that one right there. But out comes Philadelphia. They are taking on the the New York Giants. So you got New Orleans on my mind. We lost to New Orleans last episode. We're looking for New Orleans this episode. But take on the New York Giants here on opening day. You know, Philadelphia, they're still the favorites to run the East right now. 15-2 last season. And sure, they had a lot of key players retire, but they went out and they filled a lot of the holes that they did have. A lot of the players that did retire were starting to get old, starting to regress. You know, Goddard was no longer the starter at the time position. That was Baylor Cup. You got to think, Devontae Smith, coming off a 1,600-yard season. Chase Cole's just behind them. They're kind of going back and forth on who is the number one guy. But Philadelphia last season, 80% completion rate, 10.4 yards per attempt, 3.9 yards per carry, which is still really nice when you break things down. And you got to think, honestly, as long as Bijan is in the backfield for Philadelphia, their running attack will always be okay. They're never going to have a bad season running as long as they have Bijan Robinson back there. But Gardner, after a horrendous NFC Championship game, which could probably blame him on the loss, but he kicks things off, and this season, first quarter is going to be scoreless. Second quarter now, first probably points win this game. But I think it's the first touchdown in the second quarter. That's going to be, it's a tie game to end the second quarter. Into the third now, it's a 10-7 game, probably thanks to Gardner right there. It's a 10-10 game now. Fourth quarter, Philadelphia, come on. Makes it 17-10 in this one. And Philadelphia makes it 24-10. The defense cannot keep the Giants out of the end zone. 24-24 now. Oh boy, it's getting ugly quick. Come on, final seconds, 27-24. Gardner finally does his job. He gets paid a lot of dollars to kick field goals, and finally hit one. But a victory here in Week 1. That's something Philadelphia uses to get on the right start. 27-24 is the final score of this one. But the Philadelphia Eagles starting 1-0 in the season. I mean, they've started 0-1, and, they've come back before. But not something that Philadelphia at this time, it seems like they're not as keen on it right now. Is it due to talent, age, or what really? But there you go, 1-1 for touchdowns, 279 passing yards. Bijan 96 yards, 2 touchdowns, 32 yards 78 yards from Chase Cole. Let's say 30 yards receiving led the team. That's brutal. 10 tackles from CJ. 2 sacks from Parsons in this one. You like to see it. Gardner was perfect. 4 punts from Greg McCain there. Osgood 20. And 20 for Ari Ellis. Alright, but big victory here. We didn't exactly get the 150 rushing yards, but guess what? Hey, a win's a win at the end of the day. And when we're talking about football stats and whatnot, that's all that honestly matters, is if you get the W. A W's in the record books, none the same. It says, hey, Philadelphia 1-0. They could blow them out by 50. They could win by a point. Still a W. But jumping ahead in this season, hopefully Philadelphia, they've been trending pretty good the last couple of seasons during the midway point. 7-0, 6-1, 5-2. So like they've been trending pretty good. So hopefully Philadelphia can keep that trend alive right now, and just kind of push themselves towards another good start. 5-1. There you go. So Philadelphia being 5-1 right now puts them on par with where their norms are. 5-2 from the Commanders, 4-2 from the Cowboys, 3-3 from the Giants. So not a very competitive division. 17, 15, and 5 from Richardson right there. He's starting to dip down a little bit, it seems like. Not too keen on that one. 448 rushing with 4 touchdowns from Bijan. He's looking a little slow. 392 from Ellis, 384 from Cole. 5 touchdowns from Cole leads the team right there. Sacks, let's see, 4 sacks from Jacoby Thompson, not too shabby. 6 games leads the team for the O-line. Chauncey, 37 tackles, 9 tackles from loss from Breezy. Parsons, 9.5 sacks. Picks, a couple players have 1 pick on the season. No one's got 2 picks, which is a little upsetting. Gardner's fine. 13 punts from Greg McCain. Now we're going through to the rest of the season. Hopefully Philadelphia. I mean, they've been pretty good. They've ended up like 5-1. They've ended 15-2. So hopefully Philadelphia can keep that that trend alive right now, and hopefully just hopefully just kind of end the same way they've been ending. I know this team's missing. They've lost a lot of talent the last 2 off seasons, but 14-3, not bad. It looks like we get the bye here in the wild card, which is nice. Offense, they're the number 1 offense in the league. Number 1 offense of rush yards per game, which is nice. Top 10 in passing. Eagles won. Got Lions, Niners, Seahawks, Cardinals, Falcons, and the Commanders round out the NFC playoff race right there. And then you got the AFC over on the other side. But Philadelphia still at that 1 seed. I think the team you want to play here is definitely the Niners. I mean, the Niners, honestly, probably your best matchup. 47, 38, and 18. Oh, boy, that is a regression on those picks. 18 and 24 from Bijan. Bijan's just an absolute monster. 24 rushing touchdowns. 11 and 11, 1,010, 1,005, 843 and 6. 11 touchdowns. Chase Cole, that's killer right there. You love to see it. Let's see. Jacoby Thompson allowed 6 sacks. That led the team. Tackles. Nakobe Dean had a flat 100. 26 tackles for loss led the team. 24 sacks from Parsons. He's an absolute unit. Come on, he's a monster. Gardner. Greg McCain, 34 for 17. 523 kick return. And Parsons right there. There you go. 224 sacks. That breaks the all-time record set by Bruce Smith right there. Now with the all-time record for sacks in a career right there, set by the Philadelphia Eagles defensive end himself, Micah Parsons. You love to see that right there for Parsons. Dude, just an absolute unit. And he's just kind of found his own since coming to Philadelphia. But coming in here to the divisional round, that's what round this is. They're taking on the 49ers. The 7th seed, okay. We like to play the 7th seed here in this one. Richardson, if there's a team he wanted to play, it probably would have been the Niners. They're a long ways away from Brock Purdy here now in this franchise. But, they're none the same that Philadelphia is looking forward to playing this team. This is the team that they wanted to play. They want to play, hopefully, this team now, the Commanders, next round. And it's going to be a nice, easy walk into the Super Bowl, where Philadelphia can hopefully, win another. But 8.7 yards per attempt, 69% completion, average completion against 51%. All right, we're looking at this one. Defense for the Niners, taking on them, 35 sacks, 9 picks on the season. So not too shabby, not the greatest defense in the world, but not someone you want to scoff at. But coming in this one there you go. The defense getting real hyped. Head coach for the Niners, he's hyping them up. Richardson hyping up his team. And there you go. Their special teamers are ready for the return game in this one. And Gardner sets it off. Philadelphia's defense, come on. Let's get something. They let up an opening drive touchdown. They get the ball back for the Niners. They are going to hopefully do something now. Big third down. Let's get a stop here. Come on. It's 10-0 Philadelphia. They're in the hole. 10-3. Okay. Start making a little bit of a comeback. All right. We need a touchdown, something. The defense, they're doing its job. It just seems like, there you go. 10-10 here in the second. Philadelphia gets some points to end it. There you go. 13-10. Philadelphia gets the ball coming on a half. That's 13-13 tie now. 20-13, 27-13. Come on, offense. Just pedal to the metal. Keep pushing it. 30-13. All right, Philadelphia, there you go. That's how you hold them out. Philadelphia holding the 49ers to only one touchdown in this game. One touchdown, 2 field goals for the 49ers in this one. And they're talking about how they're going to smack Philadelphia. It just didn't work out that way for them. But Richardson, leading his team back to the championship round. He is definitely the modern-day Tom Brady with how he just kind of runs the East right now. And, no team in the division is really touching him. It's the same situation. You got to think the Bills, the Dolphins, and who else is in that division? The Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets. They can't touch him. Philadelphia, you got to think New York, Dallas, and the Commanders. They're not touching Philadelphia right now. But taking a look at this team, 8 tackles led the team, a couple tackles for losses right there, 2 sacks from Fitzgerald right there. So that led the team. No picks for Philadelphia's defense. Perfect from the kicker. McCain was okay. Returns were whatever. But take on the Cardinals here in the championship round. Ooh, baby, a bird team. Philadelphia doesn't do great against bird teams. We know how Philadelphia's record is against bird teams. As of recently, they've been a little bit better, especially going against the Cardinals. And, they beat the Seahawks last year, which was good. But coming into this one, Philadelphia, they've definitely had some rivalries in the past against this team right now. But hopefully, they can come out on top and have themselves a big victory. A nice, easy, big victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles in front of their home crowd. That's something that every team wants. They just want to win in front of their home crowd. The home crowd is the ones that pay the tickets, the ones that, pay their contracts and everything. You don't want to play in the playoffs against the opposing team's fans. That's not something you want to do. That doesn't help, Philadelphia's paychecks. It doesn't help their pocket. So Philadelphia, right now, they've just kind of locked down that number 1 seed. They've locked down home field advantage for the playoffs. And hopefully they can use that and get back to the Super Bowl after missing it last season. But Richardson and the Eagles, they are hyped and they are ready to rock and roll in this one as Gardner kicks it off. Philadelphia's defense out there, they do what they need to do. No score so far here in the first. On to the second. First score will go to Philadelphia, 7-0 after the touchdown. 7-7 tie here. Philadelphia trying to get some extra points here before the half is over. But no, it's still tied in the third quarter. Philadelphia goes up by a touchdown. The Cardinals answer with a field goal. So Philadelphia goes up by 11. Another field goal by the Cardinals right there. So Philadelphia, they tie it up. How the Cardinals tie it up late? Come on. Ooh, Cardinals go up by a touchdown now. Come on, offense. Let's do something. Push down the field. You could do it. Oh, no. Oh, that's brutal. Back-to-back seasons, Philadelphia loses in overtime in the playoffs. Absolutely brutal there. Overtime loss. The defense just could not hold it together in the final seconds. They lose in overtime. Philadelphia against bird teams, absolutely brutal right there. It's a brutal loss to lose to a bird team. But the Cardinals taking on the Bengals, it looks like, here in the Super Bowl. Joey B and the Bengals taking on, I don't know who the quarterback is for the Cardinals, but it's not Joey B. And I don't believe it is anyone who was initially drafted in this series. But Richardson, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 300 yards, 53 yards from Bijan, 92 yards from Baylor. Cup led the team. Sacks, there was 3 sacks allowed by the O-line in this one. 11 tackles from Elliott Waters, 4 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks from Fitzgerald, 1 sack from Parsons. Harrison did stuff, no picks. Gardner, non-existent. 6 punts, you can't have 6 punts in a championship game. That's just a recipe for disaster. Richardson makes it, Bijan makes it. Like to see that. Receivers, no receivers. They got Chase Cole. No tackles. Dickerson makes it. Patterson makes it. Banks makes it. Parsons makes it. Brian Breezy makes it. Let's see, anyone else? Come on, anybody? Someone? Philadelphia? Hello? No. Okay. The Bengals. They win this one, 35-21 for their second Super Bowl victory. Joe Burrow wins MVP of the Super Bowl. Bryce Young wins NFL MVP. Coach of the Year goes to Sirianni. Bijan's offensive. Parsons is defensive. Take a look at those who've retired. Cameron Curl, he hangs it up. Zach Wilson for the Steelers hangs it up. Let's see, Cesar Ruiz, Sauce Gardner, Micah Parsons, Tremaine Edmonds, C.J. Gardner, Big Dick retires, Creed Humphrey, Harrison Butker, Kyler Murray. I guess Kyler Murray was the quarterback for the Cardinals, so it's fitting that he loses in the Super Bowl without a ring. Ironic, right? Man cared more about Call of Duty than he did about winning rings. Looks like that Mike McCarthy retires and John Harbaugh retires. So, we're out of an offensive coordinator for next season. Anthony Richardson right there, he needs a contract. He's 32 years of age. Offer him a 4-year deal. Good to bring him back. Jarrett Patterson offer him a 3-year deal for the 33-year-old center. Come on, just re-sign. We're going to franchise tag him again. There's no reason for him to not come back. Franchise tag Jarrett Patterson. Yep, there it is. Drop him with the franchise tag. Big old franchise tag. 1 year, $12 million for Jarrett Patterson right there. Lock him up for his age 34 season. Come on. We're not bringing... We'll be crazy not to bring back the best center in the league. Kool-Aid is kind of in that, Darius Slay role where he's 31. Offering him extensions right there because he still puts in the work. Big Jordan Davis, Eagles legend. Fletcher Cox role right now. We're going to bring him back till he retires. All right, Jordan Davis. We love you here in Philly, brother. We bring in Jackson Smith right now. I'm going to butcher the last bit of his name, so I'm just going to prevent myself from being embarrassed. But Jackson Smith comes in to help the offense. Take a look here at the draft right now. We have some holes to plug and play with, losing a lot of key players. We brought Sauce in just to try and be that veteran kind of guy. The offensive line, it looks presentable right now. Everyone's at least in the 80s, so no real holes in offense. Wide receiver core is a little suspect at best. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, comment down below, and text on YouTube, though. Peace out and rock on. Stay super classy. And we're going to catch you next episode here of our Eagles franchise mode on the channel. And